So a biobed is essentially a biofilter that can be used to remove pesticide residue from contaminated water, such as water that comes from rinsing tractors and rinsing sprayers. And it is very effective in removing pesticides that would otherwise enter the environment. It is something that's easy to understand, easy to communicate, easy to build, and makes a big difference. I know from growing my own crops how hard it is to manage the pests, even in research plots. And I have a lot of, I think, empathy for growers, how hard it is to grow crops in a way that is economical. I know that pesticides, integrated pest management, are part of, every cropping system. And so seeing that, you can reduce pesticide residue in this system by well above 90% is very satisfying. There are studies that show that a large portion of pesticides found in water bodies, both surface and groundwater, originate from pesticide handling areas. So these are the areas where a farmer would, fill their sprayer with pesticides, add water, and then they come back after using the tractor, and they would clean the tractor, they clean the sprayer. They need somewhere to dispose of any leftover product in the sprayer, and the pesticide rinseate biobed gives them a means to do that. You need a storage tank for the untreated rinseate, a storage tank for the treated rinseate, 3 pumps to transfer water from the first storage tank into the biobed, and then into the next biobed, and then into the treated tank, and drip irrigation line, gravel, biomix, and that's about it. The technology was first, pioneered in Sweden, and there are a number of these biobeds in use in various European countries. About 15 years ago, started to adapt these biobeds to Canadian conditions, and so one of the modifications to the original design has been the addition of a heating coil inside of the unit. So it takes a couple days to set this kind of thing up. The one that we've set up in Harrington is a 3 by 3 meter square footprint, and it's about 1 meter high, and is filled with a substrate that is a mix of field soil, wood chips or straw, and then peat, and it has a drip irrigation line that's laid over it, and the pesticide rinseate trickles through the substrate. How does it remove the pesticide? It's the chemical nature of pesticides in not being particularly water soluble and mobile in water, and they tend to stick to organic matter. And then you have these microorganisms that are living on this substrate and can essentially feed on, or we call it metabolize, the pesticide that has been caught. How long does it last? Wooden boxes, the pumps, they don't wear out in a long time. As for the substrate, there's still some ongoing research on at what point it becomes less effective. It lasts at least 10 years, and at that point you might have to replace the mixture and compost it somewhere. And so once you build it, you really don't have to worry about it. You just have to, fill your tanks and make sure it's powered on, and you have healthier aquatic ecosystems as a result. So that's the value to the environment. The value to the grower is that it gives them a way to increase the sustainability of their operation, because it is challenging to grow food sustainably. There are narrow profit margins, and in order to be sustainable, you need simple tools that can make a big impact, and the biobed is one of those simple tools that can make a big impact. We have a number of biobeds at AFC research centers, and on our website there's a list of those sites, including contact information of the researchers that are in charge, and that would be happy to give you more information and maybe set up a time to have a look at the system.